Disney Moana, waiting for Moana. Wearing her grandma's necklace with the heart of Te Fiti tucked safely inside, Moana pulled the sail and crossed the reef. She steered her canoe toward the constellation of Maui's fishhook, determined to find the demigod and make him restore the heart of Te Fiti. Meanwhile, Pua let out a great big yawn, waking from a lovely night's sleep. He rolled onto his back and wiggled around, giving it a good scratch. Suddenly, he smelled something sweet and delicious. He followed the scent and found a ripe banana. He picked it up and trotted off, excited to share it with his best friend Moana. But Moana was not on the shore. Pua rushed to the edge of the cliff and spotted a canoe in the distance. Pua jumped up, trying to get a better look. He scrambled onto an even higher rocky edge. From there, he could see it was Moana, and she was sailing beyond the reef. Pua grabbed a paddle and hurried toward the ocean, ready to swim out to join her. But before he could jump in, he froze with fear. The last time he had been in the ocean, Moana had to rescue him. Now he was afraid of the water. Pua dropped the paddle and sat down. He stared out at the water, watching Moana's canoe get smaller and smaller until it finally disappeared. He waited all day to see if Moana would come back, but his eyelids grew so heavy that he finally fell asleep. The next day, Sina tried to take him back to the village. "Come on, Pua," she said. "I'll feed you." But Pua didn't budge. "I miss Moana too," Sina continued. "But she will come back to us. We have to eat, so we'll be strong when she returns." Still, Pua refused to move, so Sina took the food and water to him on the beach. Pua just looked at it. He wasn't feeling very hungry. The following day, Sina found Pua in the same spot. She sat with him, and the two stared out at the ocean. "I wonder where Moana is right now," she said. "I hope she is safe." Sina looked at Pua and sighed. "I know you do too." She smiled as she scratched his chin the way Moana often would. Sina turned to Pua. "If we stay busy, perhaps the time will move faster and Moana will be home before we know it." She suggested Pua go for a swim and led him toward the water. Squeech! As a little wave splashed up on Pua's feet, he squealed and ran back to dry land. He was still afraid. Sina laughed. "Pua," she said, "you have been swimming with Moana since you were a little piglet." Pua's ears dropped low. "And I'm sure you'll want to swim with her when she gets back." "Come in," she said, coating Pua into the water. "One step at a time. You can do it." Pua waddled further and further in until his feet lifted off the ground and he began floating. But when he couldn't feel the ocean floor, he panicked and hurried to the sand, plopping down in his usual spot. Sina stood in the water and held out her arms. "I won't let you go until you're ready," she said, smiling. Pua liked Sina. She reminded him of Moana. He went back into the water, and soon he was paddling around. He was so happy. When Moana returned, he wouldn't be afraid to go in the ocean with her. Pua was very proud of himself. He couldn't contain his excitement and didn't even notice when he ran into tapa cloth drying on a rope. The children giggled and followed Pua all over the village. Soon enough, Moana was back. She had succeeded in her mission to restore the heart of Te Fiti. Pua squealed with delight and leapt into her arms, covering her with kisses. His best friend was home, and he was more than ready to join her on the next ocean adventure.